Welcome to the Crappie Anglers of Texas July meeting. It's sponsored by Finney Tribe, and Finney Tribe's been a founder and a sponsor for the 3 years, and I think we owe Rhonda and J. Don a big hand for sponsoring Crappie Anglers of Texas. Thank you. Okay, out of the 5 gentlemen that are new members, how far did you have to travel to get here tonight?
From McKinney, so.
How many miles? Give me an approximation.
15 to 20.
15, 20. You're half a mile. I'm sorry?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half, not miles, but okay.
Probably close to an hour. Yeah.
In red.
10 miles.
We got a winner.
We got a winner. This is the club video from 3 of our highlighted seminars from last year. Timber Fishing by Paula Beer up here. Ernest Patey, who did a great job on sonar. Ernest, where are you? Way back there in the back. And brush piles, which we'll hear more about tonight again. And this was from Cliff Spindle. So here you go.
Thank you.
Okay. And by the way, those are on sale for $10. There's a lot of information packed in that video. The game wardens often question him just because they find him interesting. His beard alone has experienced more than a lesser man's entire body. Wannabes at the ramp wait patiently just to watch him launch his boat. He once had an awkward moment just to see how it feels. He lives vicariously through himself. He is the most interesting man in the world. Please welcome the crappie guy, Guy Skinner.
Read this number.
After that introduction, what can I say, huh? It's not all of it's true, okay? I'm Guy Skinner. I have a little guide service called the Crappie Guy and a few other things in the fire. I hope I had enough handouts here tonight for you. I want to tell you a little bit about the do's, the don'ts, and the sometimes of brush piles. Brush piles, of course, is something that all of us try to fish from time to time. I don't know about you, I fish it all the time. In other words, you know, if I had to have a specialty, brush piles is it, because that's what I understand best. How to find existing brush piles. This is something that people ask a lot, ask me. First of all, look in obvious areas, because, and don't be surprised, because if you find an area you say, you know, I'd put a brush pile right there, chances are a whole lot better than not that there already is one there. And God, I don't know, probably 60% of the locations I have in my Humminbird, I found, because I just go to areas and I go, well, like South Banks, like I was telling you a while ago. Anytime I'm looking for brush piles, I'll just cruise down South Banks, and you know, some days you'll only find 2 or 3, and some days you'll find 6 or 8. A lot of our lakes have plenty of brush piles. Some of them don't. Louisville has plenty. Cedar Creek has plenty. Cedar Creek has got way more. And believe it or not, and I didn't believe it when I was first told this, but I do believe it now. If nobody ever puts another brush pile in Texoma, it's got enough. God knows it's got enough. I have never seen a lake that's got 100,000 acres in it that has, I don't know, 500,000 brush piles. It's amazing. It's totally amazing. I mean, you know, I heard stories, you know, when I first started paying attention to Texoma. Just go up there and find brush piles and fish them. And I thought, yeah, I bet that's real easy. It is. It truly is, because there's that many brush piles up there. Of course, the easiest way to find a brush pile is to spend anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 and buy in a side imaging. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. You want the easiest way, that's the easiest way. But let me tell you this. If you are an occasional fisherman, and there probably isn't too many of them in here because you wouldn't be sitting in here tonight if you were just an occasional fisherman, don't buy one, because you'll never get your money out of it. I mean, if you go twice a month fishing or something like that, don't buy one. If you do a lot of fishing, like I do, it'll pay for itself the first 6 months you have it, period. I mean, you can find anything you want to find with that. Up there at Texoma, here a few weeks ago, one of the striper guides was backing out of his slip, and I guess he hadn't paid much attention to what he was doing. Prop come off of his engine, and Ernest just happened to be up there, and he heard that the guy had lost the prop just outside of his slip. Ernest made one pass behind his slip and dropped a buoy right on top of it, because the side imaging looks like whatever it is you're looking for. I mean, you know, I hate to say it, but if you were looking for a drowning victim, it would look like a person laying on the bottom. That's what it looks like. Brush piles are real easy to find with an SI. If you don't have one, then if you have just a regular sonar unit, follow the contour lines. Your sonar unit, if your sonar unit doesn't have contour lines built into it, go buy a chip. Go buy a Navionics chip. And the Navionics, in my opinion, is the best one. And put it in there, because you won't believe what you've been missing. I mean, if you go buy a unit and it's got the factory settings in there, it doesn't have, well, it has contour lines. They're 10 foot, okay? And some of them are 20 foot. And you just won't believe what you're missing. You're missing out on all the humps out there. You're missing out. I ain't got time to tell you what. But if you have a sonar unit and it doesn't have at least 2 foot gradient contour lines in it, go buy you a chip and stick it in there. My units, both of my units, and I've got a Humminbird 997 on my console and a Lowrance X27 up front. They both have 1 foot contour maps in them. And if what you have is just a sonar unit, then go out there and pick yourself a depth, whatever depth, 15 foot, and follow that 15 foot contour line. Follow it. You got this bank going down and the bank does this, just watch your unit and keep your boat on that 15 foot contour line. Pretty soon you're going to find a brush pile.